Hi! Coming at you today to do a fun little quick tutorial for how I would usually do my day makeup. For anyone who is new to my channel, which I just created this week, my name is Carolyn Hoffer and I am a part of the Macys Style Crew. So I've been trying a little bit harder to put some more videos out here on YouTube. I've made some videos in the past with some unboxings, but I'm trying to kind of branch out and show people how I would do my makeup routine at home. I'll tell you right now, not a makeup guru, not something I feel super confident in, but I would still like to kind of show everybody the products that I use. And I think, you know, since I started working at Macy's and getting the Macy's beauty boxes, which I've done previous videos on, my makeup routine has definitely improved. I've invested in some higher quality products, some more brushes. I used to be kind of a one brush gal when it came to eyeshadows and things like that. So excited to kind of show you where I am now. I'm sure there's plenty of room for improvement, but I will say I started today. I've exfoliated my face with the Elemis Superfood Black Currant Jelly Exfoliator, which I have a review video on as well. I washed my face then with the Origins Checks and Balance face wash. It's my absolute favorite face wash. And then I did a light toner with an SK2 facial treatment essence to kind of prep my face for what I'm about to do, which is apply my makeup. Because I think, you know, one of the key things, I'm also gonna put my hair up. You'll also notice I'm staring into the viewfinder a lot because that's probably how I'm gonna be doing my makeup. But it's important to get a fresh face, clean, a good canvas before putting on the makeup. So something else I've been trying my best to do better at, but I'll kind of walk you through what I would typically do. So step one, I always put on a primer. Right now I have the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, which is one that I know is quite popular on our site with a lot of different makeup artists. So I just put a little bit in my hand and I'll just put it all over. Also, you'll notice my hands are clean. That I'm going to be using my hands for a lot of this. And so I get that on there and bring a little bit down my neck because I'll put a little bit more foundation down my neck. Also, I know a lot of people start with eyes. I do not. I would prefer to start with my foundation because I don't know, makes me feel like I have a good base to start with. So my foundation that I've been using, and I love it, is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. It also has SPF in it, SPF 15. My color is light beige because I'm, you know, a paler complexion. I'll put a little bit on my finger. And then I usually just dot. I also have a mirror over here I guess I could look in so I'm not staring into the screen and making awkward faces. I don't know what my next statement was going to be. So tonight I'm actually going to be going out to dinner with a couple of girlfriends. So I figured if I'm going to be doing my makeup anyway and trying to make it look nice, look at, you know, I'll put a couple dots down my neck. Why not make a video for everyone to see? So now that I've got some applied, I'm gonna buff it out with this beauty blender. I was a convert to these, started watching more beauty videos online and realized like I should just invest in one of them. You can tell this one's brand new. I literally first used yesterday because my son, who is going to be 4 in May, every time he sees me applying makeup with this beauty blender, all he wants to do is play with it because, you know, you run it under water first and it gets it really nice and plush and it expands, and he thinks it is just like the coolest feeling thing and he wants to play with it. So the last one I had, he straight up like ripped in half. So it was necessary that I buy a new one. And often I will wait to purchase new products until I get my Macy's beauty box because the Macy's box comes with a coupon. So I bought this and I bought another product that I'm gonna mention with a couple different coupons that I had from Macy's. So makes it just a little cheaper because the Beauty Blender retails for $20. And it doesn't typically, it's not a product that I've seen go on sale very often. So I always like to have a coupon when I'm purchasing. So I'll bring it, you know, pull a little bit of the foundation down my neck just to kind of get the coverage and make it look smooth. And then kind of brush a little bit into the hairline so it doesn't look like a crazy line of demarcation. And then all over my eyelids as well. Sometimes I will use concealer under my eyes, and you know, I try to do some sort of contour look, but on a regular day, I just don't, I don't want to use it that often, so I don't. So the next thing I would do is I'll do a little bit of a contour. I try. I'm not very good, but I try. I have this Tarte brush that I've been using. I bought it on Macy's with like a Tarte package of brushes. But it's got a nice like buffing part. I don't know. See, I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. But one of my favorite brands of bronzer has always been the Benefit brand Hoola bronzer. And you can see I use the heck out of this thing. And we've gotten a couple, so I'll put some on my brush. We've gotten a couple, and if you don't see, I'll try to buff it into like the crease under my cheekbone and up into my hairline, and it's gonna take some time to make that not look like a harsh line, but I'll continue to buff, and then I'll get a little bit more, and I usually will do under my jawline just to kind of define the jaw and make it a little bit darker. So anyway, for those of you who don't know, I don't work in a Macy's store. A lot of the style crew do. Which makes sense because obviously they have the best access to all of our product assortment. But I work in downtown Cincinnati in our corporate office, one of the corporate offices. The other is in New York at the Herald Square building. But my office, oops, I kind of blotted that too dark. I work in human resources for Macy's. So when I found out that they were opening the style crew to all associates, no matter what department you worked in, I was really interested because I had already been getting the beauty box. I really like watching YouTube videos, and I thought, you know, I'll take a stab at making one of these things. Because I consider myself, you know, I'm not trying to be anybody fancy, just real person. I have 2 kids. Sorry, so I digress. I also like to put a little bit of the bronzer. Per the makeup people on YouTube tell me that if you put it at the top of your forehead, it kind of helps define the shape you're looking for in the contour department. I finally started doing some contouring and I realized it does actually make a difference. So I'll do my best to make this a quick video. And here's hoping I'm not spending too long on my makeup today. Okay, so usually you're gonna make a kind of a shape that goes ooh, and it cuts under your cheekbones and then through the jawline. Some people will also do the bridge of the nose. Again, I'll only do that if it's like a special occasion or if I'm like trying to get fancy with the contour. Otherwise, I pretty much just leave it. This is kind of an everyday look for me. Okay. So again, I'm not I know eyebrows, super important. Never used to fill mine in, and even now I don't do a whole lot of work on them. But I do love this product. It's another Benefit product called the Gimme Brow. So when you open it, it's actually just got like a little applicator bristles that you really just like brush along the eyebrow, and it applies more color to your existing hair. And just darkens them up a little bit. Because I don't think I have, you know, really thin eyebrows. They're kind of actually pretty thick. So I just let that's thick. I just let the product kind of do the work for me. Because I'm not looking to define them too severely on a regular day. I just want to darken them up so they stand out from the face with my eye makeup. Okay. So that's dark enough for me, I think. Nothing over the top. Okay. Next, I don't even know. Okay, so I have 2 different eyeshadow palettes here to show you. These are my kind of go-to palettes. When I bought this one was the one that I really like invested money in early on when I started doing Style Crew, but it is the Soft Glam palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I love it. You'll see I've used most of the pots, if not, you know, I've tested them all out. But I have some favorites in here. We may actually use this one. And then the mirror that I'm using is from this large Tarte palette, the Tarteist Pro palette, which is still newer for me, but I really have liked all the colors, and it's got some shimmers in there, but mostly mattes. Also, it smells really good. I don't know what that is, but it smells kind of like cakey. So I would I'll start with, I'm using these IT brushes for eyes. This is kind of like oh no, that's not it. It's just kind of like a really fluffy brush to start. And I usually kind of get a base with a really light color. So I'm using this classic color up at the very top corner, just to kind of get a base going for when I'm going to start building color in like an ombre fashion. And it just, oh, you know what? I missed a step. I knew I would. So I forgot my eyeshadow primer. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Okay. My eyeshadow primer, I use the Too Faced 24-Hour Eye Cream Eye Insurance. So what you do is you kind of dab, or I use my finger, on each eyelid and just rub it in. And it really just, if you haven't used a eyeshadow primer before, I really love them. They help your eyeshadow really stay on all day long. And I also feel like it helps with the fallout. So when you're putting on the eyeshadow, I don't feel like you lose as much off the brush when you have this going. Okay, so again, let's try this one more time. I'll put this on. Already going on 12 minutes in this video, so here's hoping I can speed it up. So I like to use that as a base. It's just a matte color. And then I'll switch to the Soft Glam palette. And I usually like to start with Orange Soda, which is this one, if I can, yep. I'll tap off a little bit of the excess. This is probably going to be a little janky since I'm not using my normal bathroom mirror, but we're going to see how it goes. See, I like to start up in the crease. I'm going to use this mirror down here too, so I'm not staring at you all. So anyway, I have 2 kids. I actually just had a baby and I got back from maternity leave this week. Monday this week was my first day back, January 13th. It's been tiring, but she's great. So I have a son who will be 4 in May, and then she is, 3.5 months or so right now. So, okay, after burnt orange or orange soda, I'll do burnt orange, which is this orange right below it. You can tell I've used these a lot. And I'll really go into the crease with this more instead of the upper eyelid to try and just define more of a darker orange color. And when I first saw this palette, I was like, I don't know about oranges. And now I'm like, how did I live without them? Because I think they're just a really solid base. You would think they're kind of funky because I used to put colors like this all over my eye, thinking like, of course, you put a shadow all over your eyelid. And then I wised up and realized, people on the internet are telling me that you need to, I'm using another brush to kind of buff this out so it's not so harsh with the orange soda color, that you're supposed to use multiple colors and like build layers. And, I grew up in the early 90s when I started probably doing makeup in the mid 90s when, makeup was not as popular as it is today. So I needed to learn what the heck I was doing. Okay, so after that, and there's a couple different colors I like to use. There's a Dusty Rose that's kind of a purplish mauve color. Sienna is also kind of a darker version of these oranges. And then I like to kind of darken it up. I may do Dusty Rose. It's kind of the same color family or like darkness as the burnt orange, because I don't like to get too dark on a regular day with my eye. So I'll just put that all over the lid and try to like blend it a little bit. Not looking for perfection here. Looking for, I live in the Midwest. I work downtown in an office building and I look like I try, you know? Okay. So again, I'm gonna use kind of a cleaner brush to probably like buff that out a little. I promise I'm trying to go fast. You're welcome to like fast forward through most of this video to the end. Okay. So, you know, it's adequate. It's not the best I've ever done. So then another color I like to use is this mulberry color. It's this kind of maroonish red in the corner, and I really just barely tap my brush into it. And then I'll do like darken up the outside edges of my eye and really like buff it in there. You can kind of see it gets nice and dark. It's really pretty. I like it at least. So these are all matte colors, how I start, and then I usually end with maybe one, if I'm feeling crazy, 2 shimmers. I'm probably a unique case because I don't often do shadow on my lower lid. I know a lot of people do on a regular basis. I've just never, I do it for like a night out because to me it's like, that's a night look to kind of really do the whole eye. So most days I'm doing just upper lid. See, this looks kind of, it's looking okay. Probably gonna have to touch it up later in my actual bathroom mirror because right now my bathroom just wasn't good enough for me to do a video in. So I kind of made this makeshift space. Okay, that's good enough. So the other end of this IT brush, the fluffy end I use most of the time, but it has this really small, short, bristly end, which I will use for shimmer. So there's 2 on this palette. You can tell I've used the heck out of them. One is Glistening and one is Fairy. Fairy's this one down here, which I've been actually using a little bit more. So since this brush is smaller, you can do a little bit more precise. And I usually put this on the inner corner and kind of just tap it and blend it to the center of my lid. So it's not all over the lid. Ooh, it looks very shimmery there. So it's not all the way across. It's just usually towards the center corner. What's really going to be interesting is me doing my eyeliner. I'm probably not going to do it on camera because it's really stressful to do it when I'm not on camera. Okay, so I would call this okay. It's looking pretty good. Another thing that I would often do is put a color in the top under my crease. So there's a really nice one, Tempura up here. It's this really like light, almost like champagne-y pink color. And I'll use this. Oh, I got some in my eyebrow, I can tell. But it just kind of lightens up under the brow. Oh, I did it again because I can't tell where I'm putting the brush. Okay. We'll fix those brows a little later. Okay. So I'm probably gonna go dip down. Oh, where is my eyeliner? Somewhere, folks. Well, we may skip eyeliner because I did not bring it over here for some reason. But another product that I have really been loving, I usually buy this in a full size, but right now we had just gotten a sample product from the Macy's Beauty Box, which is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Probably the top ranking mascaras, I think, on our site, on any, Sephora, Ulta site. It's just a really, really popular mascara product. It's got this really fancy, really big, ooh, I cannot get this. So I'm gonna just put this on without eyeliner for now. Since I thought I got everything out, but I sure didn't. I'll fix it later. So, see, that's already looking way better. It just gives your lashes a ton of volume if you don't have much. And it doesn't take a lot to really make it pop. I like to kind of brush the bristles across my lashes before kind of going underneath. I'm also not like an eyelash curler type of person. I used to have one in like high school. I could say I maybe used it a few times. Oh, I just got mascara on my eyeshadow. Okay, well, that's good enough. So imagine that there's eyeliner. There isn't. Okay, so what else do I have over here? Another product we have received recently from the Macy's Beauty Box is this Pure brand. It's a really golden, very pretty highlight, but it also says it could be used for like eyeshadow, or, you know, I used that shimmer, and you could probably use this instead. It's got just, you know, gold. And then I'm using another IT brush that's a little fluffier, and I'll probably just like dab it in there and put that. And I also don't use blush, you may have noticed. I have some redness in my face as it is. My natural skin is a little bit red or pinkier, so I don't often, oh, see, it's got a good shimmer going. So I don't often use blush because I really don't seem like I need it most days. Okay, so after that, I'll do a little bit of the setting powder. I have a Laura Mercier setting powder here. And what I'll typically do is just use the Beauty Blender. I'll use kind of the cleaner side. I'll get a little bit on here, and I'll usually dab under my eyes with some setting powder. And at first, yeah, I was never sold on setting powder until I started using it. And then I'll do it like down here where it's under the contour. But now I'm like sold on setting powders. I think they just make your skin look flawless, and during the day, it just makes everything really smooth and clean. Okay. All right, 2 more things, I think, and then we're done. So I got a lip product out. I don't often put on a lip product every single day, only because if I'm going to work, I'm just like gonna put on some chapstick or something like that. But this is a really, really pretty color we got in a Macy's Beauty Box from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This color is called Crush. It's their liquid lipstick. And I just really prefer nudes personally, and it's got this really cool applicator. I'm gonna do my best to kind of put this on. I'll go on here so I can see. And then after all the makeup, we're gonna set it with the setting spray, which I really love using. Anyway. Happy to be a mama too. It's just tiring. I'm tired. Thus is life. Okay, so there is the color. I like this color. It's not probably one of my favorites that I have, but I thought I would try it again. I think I'd only tested it one time. And it dries matte, so it's gonna be long wearing, staying all day. Let me fix this camera. Okay, so last step, something I never go without is this setting spray. I'm obsessed with it. It's the MAC Prep and Prime setting spray. It is fantastic. You can use it in so many different ways. You can spray it on brushes to kind of get more product on an eyeshadow brush or something. But in the end, I kind of spray it all over and let it kind of air dry. But it smells amazing. It's not at all sticky. It leaves my makeup on all day. Looks flawless. Okay, so without, going into any more detail, thanks for kind of sticking with me and watching me do my makeup routine today. It would be great if people could like and subscribe to my channel because I'm new to this and kind of feeling it out. Feel free to check back. I'm excited. I'll probably do another video this weekend, maybe about my night skincare routine, which has been, something that's also really changed my life and made my complexion and my skin a lot clearer. But thanks again, everybody, for stopping by, watching me today. And I hope you all have a great weekend because today is Friday. And that's all. Fresh faced now. Have a good day.